The Power of Now, A Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment, audiobook summary. Introduction. Imagine a life where stress, anxiety, and regret no longer control you. A life where you feel deeply connected to the present moment, free from the burdens of the past or worries about the future. This is the promise of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, a transformative guide to spiritual awakening that has touched millions of lives since its release. In this audiobook summary, we'll explore the heart of Tolle's teachings, unpacking the wisdom that can help you find peace, purpose, and joy right now. Whether you're new to spirituality or seeking deeper clarity, this summary will guide you through actionable insights to live fully in the present. Let's dive into the essence of the power of now and discover how to embrace the moment you're in. At its core, the power of now teaches that true peace and enlightenment come from living fully in the present moment. Tolle argues that most of our suffering stems from being trapped in our minds, either dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. The present moment, which he calls the now, is the only place where life truly exists. By learning to anchor ourselves in the now, we can break free from mental suffering and connect with our deeper spiritual essence. Tolle's message is both simple and profound. To live in the now is to awaken to your true self, a state of being beyond the ego and mental chatter. This summary will break down his key teachings into digestible concepts, each paired with practical steps to help you apply them in your daily life. Let's explore the main ideas that make this book a timeless guide to spiritual growth. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Time and the Ego. Tolle begins by challenging our obsession with time. He explains that the past and future are mental constructs, illusions created by the mind. The past is just a memory, often colored by regret or nostalgia, while the future is an imagined projection filled with hope or fear. Neither is real in the present moment. Yet, we spend most of our lives mentally oscillating between these two, missing the only moment that truly exists, the now. This mental time travel is fueled by what Tolle calls the ego, the false sense of self we build through thoughts, identities, and attachments. The ego thrives on drama, conflict, and separation, keeping us trapped in a cycle of suffering. It loves to replay past hurts or anxiously plan for future outcomes, pulling us away from the peace of the present. Tolle shares a powerful anecdote from his own life to illustrate this. Before his spiritual awakening, he was consumed by depression and anxiety, living in a state of constant mental turmoil. One night, at the peak of his despair, he experienced a profound realization. The voice in his head, the one criticizing and suffering, was not his true self. This insight allowed him to step out of his ego and into the present moment, where he found deep peace. This moment of clarity became the foundation of the power of now. The ego and our obsession with time are the root of suffering. To find peace, we must recognize that the now is the only reality. Practice clock time instead of psychological time. Use time for practical purposes, like scheduling or planning, but don't let your mind dwell on past regrets or future worries. When you catch yourself ruminating, pause and ask, what is happening right now? Focus on your breath or your immediate surroundings to anchor yourself in the present. Chapter 2. The Power of Being Present. The heart of Tolle's teaching is the practice of presence, fully immersing yourself in the now. Presence means giving your complete attention to whatever you're doing, whether it's eating, walking, or listening to someone. It's about observing your thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. When you're present, you step out of the ego's control and connect with what Tolle calls being the timeless essence of who you are. Tolle explains that presence doesn't require you to change your circumstances or achieve some grand spiritual state. It's available to you right now, in this very moment. For example, He describes how simply noticing the sensation of your breath or the feeling of your feet on the ground can bring you into the now. These small acts of awareness help you transcend the mind's chatter and tap into a deeper sense of peace. One of Tolle's most memorable analogies is that of a duck gliding on water. When a duck gets into a brief scuffle with another duck, it shakes its feathers and moves on, completely unaffected. Unlike humans, the duck doesn't carry the incident in its mind or replay it later. It lives fully in the moment, free from mental baggage. Tolle encourages us to adopt this duck-like approach, deal with the moment as it arises, then let it go. Presence is the gateway to peace. By fully engaging with the now, you free yourself from the ego's grip and connect with your true essence. Try the one conscious breath exercise. Several times a day, pause and take one slow, deliberate breath, focusing entirely on the sensation of air moving in and out. Notice how this simple act brings you into the present. Gradually extend this awareness to other activities, like eating or walking, to cultivate ongoing presence. Chapter 3. The Pain Body. Breaking free from emotional suffering. Tolle introduces the concept of the pain body, an accumulation of old emotional pain that lives within us. The pain body is like an energetic entity that feeds on negativity, anger, resentment, fear, or sadness. It gets triggered by certain events or thoughts, causing us to react unconsciously and perpetuate our suffering. For example, a harsh comment from a colleague might awaken your pain body, leading to an outburst or days of brooding. The pain body thrives on keeping us identified with our suffering. It wants us to believe we are our pain, rather than seeing it as something separate that we can observe. Tolle teaches that the key to dissolving the pain body is to become aware of it in the moment it arises. By observing your emotions without judgment, you disidentify from the pain body and weaken its hold over you. Tolle shares a relatable example of a woman who was constantly angry with her partner. Every small disagreement would spiral into a major argument, fueled by her pain body. When she learned to observe her anger instead of reacting to it, she noticed it begin to dissolve. Over time, her relationship improved, and she felt lighter and freer. The pain body is a collection of old emotional pain that feeds on negativity. Observing it with awareness allows you to break free from its control. Next time you feel a strong negative emotion, pause and label it silently. This is anger. Observe it as if it's a cloud passing through your mind, without judging or reacting. Ask, what does this emotion feel like in my body? This practice of non-reactive awareness helps dissolve the pain body over time. Chapter 4. Acceptance and Surrender. The Path to Inner Peace. Another cornerstone of Tolle's teaching is the practice of acceptance and surrender. Acceptance means fully embracing the present moment, even if it's uncomfortable or challenging. It's not about passively enduring bad situations, but about acknowledging reality as it is, without mental resistance. Resistance, Tolle explains, creates suffering. When you fight against what is, whether it's traffic, a difficult boss, or a health issue, you amplify your pain. Surrender, in Tolle's view, is the act of letting go of the need to control outcomes. It's about trusting the flow of life and aligning with the present moment. Surrender doesn't mean giving up on your goals. It means taking action from a place of inner peace rather than fear or frustration. Tolle illustrates this with the story of a man stuck in a long, frustrating traffic jam. Initially, he was fuming, cursing the delay. But when he chose to accept the situation and focus on his breath, he felt a wave of calm. The traffic didn't change, but his experience of it did. By surrendering to the moment, he transformed a stressful situation into one of peace. Acceptance and surrender dissolve resistance, allowing you to find peace in any situation. When you encounter a challenging situation, Practice the 3 options approach. 1. Accept it fully and find peace in the moment. 2. Take action to change it, but from a place of calm, not resistance. 3. If you can't change it, remove yourself from the situation if possible. For example, if you're stuck in a long line, accept it by focusing on your breath or observing your surroundings. This shift in perspective reduces stress and empowers you. Chapter 5. The role of relationships in spiritual growth. Tolle emphasizes that relationships are powerful opportunities for spiritual awakening. Whether it's a romantic partnership, friendship, or family bond, relationships mirror our inner state and challenge us to stay present. The ego often uses relationships to create drama or reinforce its identity, but when approached with awareness, they become a path to growth. Tolle teaches that true love is not possessive or dependent on another person fulfilling your needs. It's a state of being that arises when you're fully present and connected to your inner essence. In a conscious relationship, both partners practice presence, acceptance, and non-judgment, creating a space for mutual growth. He shares the example of a couple who argued frequently over small issues. When they began practicing presence, listening fully to each other without reacting defensively, their arguments decreased and their connection deepened. By seeing their partner as a mirror of their own inner state, they use conflicts as opportunities to grow. Relationships are a spiritual practice. By staying present and non-reactive, you transform conflicts into opportunities for growth and deeper connection. In your next conversation, practice conscious listening. Give the other person your full attention, without planning your response or judging their words. Notice how this presence shifts the dynamic and fosters understanding. If a conflict arises, pause and observe your emotions before responding. Chapter 6. Enlightenment, a shift in consciousness. Tolle demystifies enlightenment, describing it not as a distant goal, but as a shift in consciousness available to everyone. Enlightenment is simply the state of being fully present, free from identification with the ego or mind. It's not about achieving perfection or escaping life's challenges, but about living with deep awareness and inner peace. He explains that enlightenment doesn't require years of meditation or spiritual study. It can happen in a single moment of profound presence, as it did for Tolle during his awakening. However, sustaining this state requires ongoing practice, as the ego constantly tries to pull you back into unconsciousness. Tolle uses the metaphor of the sun and clouds to describe this. Your true self, being, is like the sun, always shining, but your thoughts and emotions, the ego, are like clouds that obscure it. By practicing presence, you allow the clouds to part, revealing the sun's radiance. Enlightenment is a state of presence, not a distant goal. It's about recognizing your true self beyond the ego and living from that awareness. Set a daily intention to be the sun. Each morning, remind yourself to stay present and observe your thoughts without getting lost in them. When you notice your mind wandering, gently bring it back to the now with a simple question: what is this moment asking of me? Practical steps to live in the now. To make the power of now actionable, here are 5 practical steps to integrate Tolle's teachings into your life. 1. Practice one conscious breath. Pause several times a day to take a slow, deliberate breath, focusing fully on the sensation. This anchors you in the present and calms the mind. 2. Observe your pain body. When negative emotions arise, label them silently and observe them without reacting. This weakens their hold and fosters emotional freedom. 3. Accept the moment. In challenging situations, practice acceptance by focusing on what is rather than resisting it. Use the 3 options approach to respond consciously. 4. Engage in conscious listening. In conversations, give others your full attention without planning your response. This deepens relationships and cultivates presence. 5. Set a presence intention. Each day, remind yourself to stay present by asking, what is happening right now? This keeps you grounded in the now. To inspire you further, here are 3 powerful quotes from the book. Realize deeply that the present moment is all you ever have. Make the now the primary focus of your life. All negativity is caused by an accumulation of psychological time and denial of the present. You find peace not by rearranging the circumstances of your life, but by realizing who you are at the deepest level. Conclusion. The power of now is more than a book. It's a roadmap to spiritual awakening and inner peace. Eckhart Tolle's teachings remind us that the present moment is our greatest gift, a portal to joy, clarity, and connection with our true selves. By letting go of the ego, observing our pain body, and embracing acceptance, we can break free from suffering and live with purpose. As you move forward, carry this wisdom with you. The now is where life happens. Each moment is an opportunity to awaken, to choose presence over distraction, and to find peace amid chaos. Start small. Take one conscious breath, observe one emotion, accept one moment, and watch how your life transforms. For further exploration, consider reading Tolle's A New Earth or practicing mindfulness through meditation apps like Headspace. But most importantly, take the first step today. Pause, breathe, and step into the power of now. Your journey to a more awakened life begins right here, right now.